Shalom, shalom. First off, I want to start out by giving all the glory, infinite praise, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect that is out there pushing this truth in all sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, giving diligence to make your calling of election sure. Shalom. This is your brother Shah from the Great Millstone Savannah Camp, coming back in the spirit with another lesson. Lord willing, I pray and hope that this is edifying and exhorting. All right, and just doing this lesson, going into, as you can see, the picture on the front, right, which is really metaphorical. All right, in the kingdom of heaven, right, just going into this controversial topic, right, in the kingdom of heaven, the elect, all right, and the 144,000, right, they will have multiple, wives, concubines, and, women as it's concerning, all right. And this, this philosophy, this way of living, that is known as monogamy, right, will be a thing of the past. Okay, and really and truly, our forefathers, they were never monogamous. Even just speaking, me myself carnally. All right, my grandfather, my father, they all have had multiple women, all right, at some point in their life, okay, and even had children by multiple women, okay. So, really and truly, monogamy is not in our nature, okay. We desire, to have multiple women, okay. And, we live in a society where, this is looked down upon, is frowned upon because they worship women. All right. But in the kingdom of heaven, all right, things will go back to their true estate, the way it's meant to be. All right. The man will regain his value, back in his rightful, the rightful order. Okay. But on this side, we've grown to adapt, these Babylonian customs, and, the law of Babylon still applies, and, you can't even, get married to multiple women. All right. You can only marry one woman in America. And not only that, the system of marriage in America has failed the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American. All right. Basically marriage is only, the divorce rates are like 50%. So you're flipping the coin basically to see if your marriage will last. All right. And the reason that is because, they have given women an out, right? If she wants to leave, she can file for divorce and she can take half of your things. Well, that's an incentive to a lot of women, all right, in this society. Instead of, sticking it out with their man and loving him, this is what they do, So, how y'all doing? Yeah, so, in the kingdom of heaven, we're looking forward to, these things changing in Salakia, all right, because it's lunchtime. I'm trying to find a good spot to do this lesson, but ain't really much I could do. But, people have this, such an individual, as just looking throughout our family and how plagued we are by curses, everybody's in a bubble, and that's not really the way. Truly, I believe that Yahweh Shem Yahushua created us to be. All right, family is supposed to be a business. All right, and there's always been strength in numbers, which is why Esau, did what he did. He made it so you couldn't have more than one woman. All right, because women help forward their men. All right, and that's not to say that every man needs more than one woman. All right, there are some men who are comfortable with having one woman, and that's how it is on this side. Like, man, you the way time and the way the economy is, you better off having just one woman, especially if you're in the truth. Just focusing strictly on this truth. This truth is our woman, right? Sophia, she's our woman. So that's what we focusing on this side. But in the kingdom of heaven, man, we're gonna have all the resources we need. All right, they talk about a man being a provider. Well, in the kingdom, the elect man is going to be the ultimate provider. All right, and the things that we worry about in this life, we won't have to worry about in the next life, man. And this is what the reward is going to be for the elect. Not every man is going to get to enjoy and reap the benefits, all right, of the kingdom, but the elect, they're going to have those benefits unlocked, all right? Just like your CEOs at these Fortune 500 companies, they don't have just one wife, right? They have mistresses and they have, different things, and then their wives are okay with it. As long as you have the means to provide and, you're upkeeping this lifestyle, they're okay with it, right? But, since we're in the trodden down state that we're in, right? This is what we get. We get pushed back, and you have to worry about this whole notion of cheating, and you gotta worry about the woman taking the kids or whatever, but in the kingdom of heaven, these things will be these concepts will be a thing of the past, man. And you need a team, okay? I'm not saying that the woman will be the team, right? Because they're not in their righteous mind anyway. But, a woman can help, they can help in many ways, man. Help make your life easier, right? But I just wanted to do this quick lesson. Lord willing, it was edifying and exhorting. I didn't bring out any precepts, but, maybe next time. So, Lord willing, it was edifying and exhorting. I want to end off by giving all the glory, infinite praise, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect. To the next time, say Shalom.